Good day, everyone. This presentation is to demonstrate in extreme detail this amazing, unique 1981 Tolly 26 that's available for sale in Vancouver today. She has a modern, common-railed electronic diesel repower and numerous other upgrades to include new fuel tanks, magnificent cosmetics, and amazing accessories that set her apart from anything in the market. She's comparable really to a brand new sport fishing boat of similar size. The owner is a friend of mine. He's had her for 10 years. He is fastidious. The boat is ready to go in all respects. As usual, our contact information and any pertinent details will be in the description section below the video. I hope you can make it through to the end of this because it's going to be very detailed. We're going to have sea trial at the end. We will demonstrate the engine, the fuel flow numbers, and all of the performance parameters of this spectacular boat. The 26 Tolly was an extremely successful model for the company, with almost 900 built over a 23-year production span. It's robust, sea-kindly, and some people say it's the smallest 40-foot boat ever made. This one's in super shape. She's been well loved and cared for, and one of the wonderful things about this boat is that she comes equipped with a full new custom Loman canvas winter cover, which completely encases the boat so you can store her outside in the winter and not worry about weathering. Keeps her looking great, included with the boat. So the bow view, you can see she has a polished stainless anchor roller, Bruce anchor, Lumar up-down windlass. There's 100 feet of 5/16 chain spliced to 200 feet of anchor line. All of the stanchions and stanchion bases are basically perfect. There's no sign of any weeping under the stanchion bases. The caulking has been well maintained. All of the windows, with the exception of one on the back, were replaced with new diamond sea glaze units. They're in superb condition. Gel coat, stripes, handrails, all polished. There's really very little to do cosmetically on this boat, if anything at all. The hull side vents, which were plastic from the factory, have been replaced with polished stainless steel units. Even the Tollycraft logo. Cockpit on this boat is uncluttered. There's a stainless barbecue under a cover on the starboard side. Swim step, swim ladder, weaver davits there. There is a dinghy and a 6-horse Tohatsu motor included. The motor mounts on a mount on the swim step. We'll show you that later in the video, if you can hang on. She has a new bimini, it's sunbrella with stainless bows. It has a sunbrella zipper cover so you can keep it in the swept back position. Again, those really nice laser cut mirror polished stainless Tollycraft logos are an upgrade over the plastic. Flybridge. This is a 100-watt solar panel on an articulating mount. You're going to get 5 to 6 amps in direct sunlight into the batteries from this unit. Nice thing to have. All of the seating on the flybridge is new. You have front to back sleeper seats on each side for companions. You can make them into beds. The central seat is also new, same upholstery. The Venturi screen is new. The center panel has been tinted to make it easier in the sun. Great visibility, easy to move around. High nautic steering. She has a command mic ICOM remote for the downstairs radio, which is an ICOM 504. On the left are the gauges. They're VDO for the Seazall engine. They have a digital readout. There's a nice 8-inch Garmin display, which is chart and fish. That's the Seazall engine monitoring system, so you can look at your fuel flow, temperatures, anything you want, load factor. On the right, there are 2 gauges, new WEMA gauges for the fuel level. There are 2 66-gallon new fuel tanks in the engine room. It's all concise and clear and easy to use. There's lots of information. The boat is equipped with an AIS. that will shoot out wirelessly to your iPad. Big cockpit. In the corners you'll notice flat plates are welded to the rails. Those are polished stainless, and they can support Scotty mounts for your downriggers. There's only one mounted at this point. Nice thing to have. Distinct lack of stress cracks. Any kind of damage. This boat's been well loved. Side deck on the starboard side is the same, superb condition. Even the aluminum drip rail above the windows on this boat is perfect. Normally it's all weather checked and corroded by now. Perfect condition here. Windows are new, stanchions, side decks, just lovely. We'll take a moment to transition away from the out of the water shots and show you under the hood. A few years ago, the hull was stripped down to bare fiberglass. You can see it was right through to the gel coat. Any issues with the boat were taken care of at that time. She was allowed to sit for a while before multiple layers of epoxy barrier coat were applied to the bottom. Following this, she was coated with black anti-fouling. So under the water, you can see she's all ready to go. The boot stripes are in great shape. So before we begin the interior tour, take a moment to admire the solid teak entry door. The entry doors on these boats are a problem for rot. So this one was changed out for an absolute solid teak door, not veneer, with a new window. A nice touch. Most everything you see in the interior has been renewed. The layout is standard Tolly 26, but all of the surfaces and appliances have been changed. There's teak and holly flooring throughout. Lots of light flooding in from the generous windows, most of which are sliders. They open easily. The galley is linear. There's a Dometic 3-burner propane stove with oven. A nice storage locker here. All the shelving is new. On the right side here you can see the solar controller for the panel and 3 new battery cutoff switches which were installed when the new engine was installed. Even teak and holly on the entrance stairway. Upholstery is new. The galley table is teak. It can be lowered down to form another sleeping area or lounging area. There's plenty of storage on this boat. Lots of drawers and cabinets. Even the original teak Tollycraft chopping board's been changed out for a new one. Lower helm has an ICOM 504 radio. Very much a secondary steering position. Instrument on the left is a battery monitor, and on the right is the propane control system and sniffer with automatic cutoff. Behind the engine controls on the right is a new Blue Seas circuit breaker panel. The seat has been reupholstered. Again, hypnotic steering. Moving forward into the V-berth, all of the soft goods are new. The V-berth is large. The upholstery around the sides has been changed for new. There is access to the anchor locker and generous storage below the V-berth. A huge space to sleep with the V-berth filler cushion in place. Control for the 3-zone S-bar air furnace is there. It's convenient when you're in bed, you can just reach over and turn it on. There's LED lighting everywhere. You'll notice the headliners are also in excellent condition. The lighting fixtures are new. Gives you an idea of how much light and air floods this interior. When you're sitting at the dinette, it's almost like you're outside. You just turn your head and you get a full view. Moving aft to the head, privacy door. This is a freshwater manual head, so you don't have the smell of the salt water. New countertops, flooring, shower head. It's a wet head. Window opens for ventilation, and there's a storage cupboard below the vanity. Just another nice look around. So there are drawers you pull out here. You remove that stainless steel stay. It keeps the drawer in place when you're running. Lots of storage, slides out conveniently. Same thing here. There's two drawers. Move the wooden stay, the drawers come out. Much easier than trying to shove something 3 feet back into the hole below the dinette, I would say. Same in the front. If you look up, the front windows have a new Sunbrella weather cover to keep the heat out. We'll head back outside. So this is the fun part, in my opinion. We've opened the engine hatches and we're going to take a look at the engineering plant, the heart of which is a 2016 Hyundai Seazol S250 common rail, turbocharged and aftercooled, electronically controlled diesel engine on a Borg-Warner V-drive. When the engine was installed, two new 66-gallon aluminum fuel tanks with new sending units were installed. The engines are supported on custom welded stainless steel stringer caps. The stringers were rebuilt and custom caps were added on top to stiffen up the engine installation. This is an extraordinarily powerful and torquey engine. New sea strainer and plumbing was installed. This gives you a view of the stainless engine caps and the condition of the bilge spaces, which is excellent. The sea strainer has a freshwater flush out. It is flushed out after every trip. There is a 50 amp Pronautic 3-banks 3-step battery charger on the front bulkhead. Here we see the holding tank with a clean out, which is flushed out after every trip. There's a macerator pump and a deck suck out system for this, as well as engine room fire suppression system, as you see on the front bulkhead. Engine has 500 hours at this time. Economy of this engine, quietness, completely smoke free. It's just wonderful. Batteries here. In the foreground, the yellow item is an emergency bilge pump. You can see the condition of the bilge is excellent. Storage. Plenty of room behind the engine because it's not a V8. Steering system. Tiller. Bilge. 25-gallon water tank in the stern complements the 25-gallon water tank in the bow. She carries plenty of water. These hatches were all rebuilt and recored. It's another problem with the 26 Tolly, rotten engine hatches. Not here. Now down here, we'll look at the, just right there is a special tank for the diesel furnace with a gauge, and the diesel furnace, the new exhaust plumbing. Now, if you're like me, you may wish to pause it right here because this is the fuel consumption chart. So it's going to give you the RPM, the speed achieved, and the gallons per hour consumption off the engine's electronic monitoring system. So at 16 knots, you're doing 2,900. It's an all-day speed. It's 7 gallons an hour. At 1,300, you're doing 7 knots on 2 gallons an hour. Same as a trawler. Look closely at the transom of the boat as she accelerates away. There's no smoke at all, so there's no odor at any time, even when trolling. The Seazol engine is extraordinarily reliable. parts and service are readily available in British Columbia and Washington, particularly here from Marine Engine in Nanaimo, with whom we have a great relationship. The boat is equipped with many spares for the power plant: filters, impellers, belts. In addition to that, she has operational spares, such as a brand new spare propeller, spare parts for the Tollycraft aspect of the boat, and anything you might need to keep going. The boat is being presented as ready to go. She has all of the equipment required to go boating immediately. The owner will reserve certain personal effects on the vessel, and that list will be provided to any prospective purchaser. The Dinghy is a new condition high-field aluminum bottom 8.5-foot inflatable boat with a 6-horsepower Tohatsu motor, also in new condition. There's a small depth finder transducer on the back of the Dinghy. There's a fuel tank in the engine and an additional fuel tank in the Dinghy for longer range. The Dinghy is mounted via Weaver davits to the transom of the boat. It's easy to deploy. There is a motor mount for the engine on the swim grid. It's a simple system and it works very well. Well, if you've made it this far, I can't say anything more than thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been an enjoyable video and has presented all the information you need on this wonderful, unique 26 Tolly. You can see our contact information on the screen right now. It will be repeated below the video in the description section. I would consider this boat to be an alternative to a brand new vessel. She's in that kind of condition, and with the modern power plant and efficiency and general condition of the boat, the amazing upkeep, new fuel tanks, diesel furnace, amazing performance, you would not be disappointed to call this boat your own. Thanks very much, and have a great day.